Welcome to Empathetic Conversations. Today we have a special guest, Kookie. She is the owner and founder of the Brow Boss Studio. And we are going to be discussing the struggle of being your authentic self. We live in such a fake world. So we're going to talk to her a little bit and just find out how we can overcome the struggle. So, Cookie, tell us, welcome. First of all, tell us, what does empathy mean to you?
Um, so empathy to me means, I guess I would say for me it means um sharing the emotions of others,
Okay.
being able to relate to those emotions, um, and being able to um not be judgmental when it comes to those emotions or things that others are dealing with.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Why do you think it's such a struggle to have it in the world? Why do you think people struggle with displaying empathy and showing empathy?
Um, Control. I think that a lot of people want control over themselves, but also over others. And because of that, they can't see, they really can't see, or they don't want to see what other people are going through.
Okay.
I feel like the controlling aspect is such a humongous
Hmm.
aspect in this world right now. Everybody wants to control something.
Hmm.
And if they can't control that, then they don't want any parts of it.
Wow.
And that's
I never
so,
thought about
and I
it.
speak on that because
Mhm.
you said what?
I never thought about it that way, but that's pretty deep.
Yeah, I think about it myself because I've dealt with that, like having control over certain things and not when it's not when I can't control it, I just don't want to deal with it anymore. So, I think that's why a lot of people struggle with having empathy. They don't want to put themselves in the other person's shoes.
Yeah, that's a really powerful point, and I totally agree with that as well. So let's jump right into being our authentic self as we're talking about control. What is your definition of being your authentic self, and why do you think it's such a struggle to be true to our authentic self?
Um, my definition. Let me think. I would say the struggle. You want to make sure you want to. Let me think. I want to say that people we want to be so many different people for everybody.
Hmm.
So we're one way with our parents, we're
Hmm.
another way with our friends, we're another way by ourselves. So I think that in all of that, we start to struggle with who we really are because
Hmm.
you have to be this person with your mom and dad. Then with your friends, you want to be yourself, but you're still trying to fit in with them.
Hmm.
And by yourself, like you're struggling with who you are with your parents and family and who you
Hmm.
are with your friends, and you by yourself now you're trying to figure out who you are. So
Right.
trying to yeah, so like you try, just struggling with just being who you are. Because
Hmm.
your parents might not accept you for who you are. Your friends may not accept you for you who you are. Your coworkers may not accept you for who you are. So then you by yourself trying to figure out how to accept yourself. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Do
I
you
know that's
think, I agree, but do you think because we're pulled in so many different directions, we lose who we are and we don't
most
really
definitely.
know how to be?
Yeah. Most definitely. I 100% agree with that. I think I remember this lady saying to me, it was like It had to be like 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we were on social media, of course. It was on one of the social media networks. And she was just, she, so I forgot what the status was, but I think I jumped on the status. And the lady was like, "You got to get to know who you are." And I was like, "Well, how do you do this?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "You got to start asking yourself these questions." And so that was like 5 or 6 years ago. I wasn't there yet. I wasn't ready to ask myself those questions, but I did write those questions down.
Okay.
And I remember when I started to understand that when my grandmother passed and I started to realize that I had been suppressing so many different things,
Mm-hmm.
when I started to realize that, I realized that I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I was, that I had suppressed all of these emotions for so long
Mm-hmm.
that I became that strong person that everybody talks about. And I was really like a ball of this coping mechanism. And so, that lady saying that to me really made me realize that I needed to get to know who I was. And I didn't realize that until after my grandmother passed. And after she passed, I started to move towards it, but
Mm-hmm.
not until I had my miscarriage that I really want to really get to know who I was, because I wasn't even happy in that moment.
Okay.
So, I think that's what really pushed me towards it.
Mm-hmm.
But
How
I
was
also
it a
know that,
how is it a turning
huh?
point? How is it a turning point? That loss,
Uh,
like how does that affect you being actually becoming your authentic self?
that that turning point became like, I feel like my grandma didn't know who I really was,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wanted to be me after that. Like, I
Okay.
don't know, I just really wanted to be me,
Uh-huh.
and like, cause your grandparents, you're a certain way around them too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Even when I told you I wanted to talk about this topic, I had an incident that happened with my mama, because I was struggling with trying to figure out a topic.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I had an incident that happened with my mom, and me and her kind of got into, I don't want to say an argument, but she didn't
Mm-hmm.
talk to me for a couple of days
Yeah.
because of something that I had done that she just
Mm-hmm.
didn't agree with. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Bro, this is me." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then I was like, "Man, I don't want to cover up who I am
Yeah.
because of you. Like, I don't want to do that." So
Mm-hmm.
that's what made me come to that topic. Like, I just want to be myself. I just want to be who I am, who I've learned that I am in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because this hasn't always been me, but I've truly learned who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what made me come up with that topic. And even now, like, just thinking about it, still looking at other people and watching them, and talking to other people and talking to them and listening to what they're saying and realizing that they too don't even really know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we grow every day.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you think that traumatic experiences, like you mentioned the loss of your child, do you think those type of events that kind of force us to heal, that we have to kind of step away and take time to heal? We have to pause life. Do you think that kind of helps us rediscover our authentic self?
yeah, but I also think it can,
Mhm.
because everybody that suffers a loss don't go through that.
Right, right.
Everybody that has lost a child or a loved one, they don't go through that moment of trying to figure out where their happiness is, you
Right.
know. But I do think that in many people, it does make them, decide or try to rediscover who they were.
Mhm.
And a lot of people say I want to be the old me, but the old
Mhm.
me is just, I really don't like that topic, and I speak on that a lot. I don't really like that saying, just because like the old me was probably toxic.
Yeah.
So why you want to go back to somebody that was already toxic on top of the toxicness that you already have? Like, who
Right,
does that? But a
right.
lot of people say, I wish I was that person before I lost so and so, or before my breakup. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And it's like,
Yeah.
I can honestly say I don't want to be the person I was
Mm.
before my
Mm-mm.
miscarriage. I
Mm-mm.
don't want to be the person I was before my grandma passed away.
Mm-mm.
I don't want to be none of those. I want to be, you know what I'm saying? I just want to be, I want to be who I am right now today. And
Okay.
tomorrow, I want to be better than who I am today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So I think that's a good point. We just want to constantly evolve and not feel like we have to be
yeah.
stuck in high school or whatever. But just remember it's a daily thing. Don't let people put you in a box. So lastly,
Right, right.
what are you currently passionate about and how can we support you?
Oh, girl, that is such a packed question.
Mhm,
And I say that because I'm so passionate about so many different things.
mhm,
I will say my biggest thing is, um, of course, I'm an esthetician and makeup artist. But I would say that what I'm most passionate about is healing. And I have a blog. It's cookiekisses.com. And just go read about some of the things that I've been through and how I became who I am today, how I have healed from a lot of my brokenness and how I continue to heal. I think
mhm.
that's a good way for you to start to support me.
Okay.
Um, I don't really push my blog like I used to,
Mhm.
and that's mainly because right now I'm writing a book. So
Okay.
I haven't
Awesome.
been writing my blog because I'm writing a book. So yeah,
That sounds amazing. What's your book going to be about?
thank you. So it's called I Have a Confession,
Mm,
and I have a confession with the subtitle. Darn, I always get this confused. The subtitle, if I'm not looking at it, but the subtitle is how to be true to your authentic self.
okay. Okay. Well, that's perfect.
I just thought about that, like, wow, that's yeah, how to be true to yourself. So, um, how to be honest with yourself. I'm sorry, how to be
Mhm,
honest with your authentic
mhm,
self.
mhm,
So, it is about different affirmations that I
mhm.
have used, how I use them, why I use them, and how they have helped me to evolve into who I am. But it's also a journal, so each section has numerous questions that you can ask
Mhm.
yourself.
Okay. That sounds amazing. I can't wait to purchase one. Do you
Thank
know
you.
when it'll be published or have an estimated
I'm
date? Mhm.
I'm waiting on my illustrator.
Okay.
My illustrator is so I'm waiting on my illustrator. I want it to be done before November.
Okay.
My part is finished. I'm just waiting on my illustrator.
Okay. Okay. Well, coming soon. Well, thank you so much,
Okay.
Cookie, for being a part of this interview. And check out her blog, check out her website, her store, and of course, go to the Jazz
No,
Mouth Studio.
look, my phone now is breaking up.
That's okay. We're bringing it to
Thank
the end.
you.
So thank you again. And that closes Empathetic Conversations. We'll see you next time. Bye.